activist or being so popular, how does that hurt or help your personal life? Well, with them and family.
Well, it's great that Trey, my partner, he supports me in everything that I do, but sometimes it's hard. I have to be honest to find that balance between work life and home life, because it's easy to get consumed with the blog, with my full-time job. Granted, I don't do this full-time. Blogging does not pay the bills, so it's kind of hard finding that balance, and that's what he's there for. You know, he'll remind me that he's feeling neglected, that I need to shut my computer down, and I need to pay a little bit more attention to our relationship. And you know, when that happens, and I know I need to just shut off the back, you know, let everything else go, because he is my priority. Our relationship is a priority, and it's really important to me. And so is my blogging, and he understands that, and he supports me in that. So it helps that I have his support.
Now, what about family? Like, you know, brothers, sisters, mom, dad?
That's a really good question. You will not believe it. I've been writing my blog for 3 years. My mother has never read my blog. I actually sent home a packet, because I used to write for Click Magazine. And I sent home a packet to my mother, my father, and my sister with all of the articles that I've written, links to my blog, even fan mail that had been sent to me, because I really wanted them to know what I was doing and that I was having an impact on people's lives. And I think they threw it away, because we have a don't ask, don't tell policy when it comes to my homosexuality in my family. So to this day, my mother is slightly unaware that I have a blog. She just found out last weekend because an uncle who reads our blog mentioned it. She was like, well, so when am I going to get to see your blog? I said, well, I'll leave you the URL. I'll bookmark it for you. You can read it when I'm not home, because I really didn't feel comfortable with her reading it over my shoulder, because it's me totally exposed. You know, my thoughts, everything that we're not able to say to each other.
To each other, right.
Yeah,
we can put it right.
Yeah,
like,
it's on the blog.
You might not hear me have this conversation with friends, but these are the things that we're talking about.
Exactly.
It's funny because I've been YouTubing now for a year, and I wasn't able to go to the inauguration, but my mom watched it with me or whatever, and so I YouTubed it, and so I put it up, and so my family watches me. Little did I know, they called her and said, "Oh, we enjoyed seeing you on the computer," and she was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, it happened.
Slam went off on me and said, "Take it down." She liked it, but she said, "Take it down."
Do you know what's so funny is that my blog has outed me to more of my extended relatives than I could have ever imagined. I don't know, I guess I was naive in the beginning, thinking that nobody in my family or my hometown owned a computer and they would never read it, but that is not the case. I get emails from family members all the time.
You know what, when I found out, I have several cousins that follow me, and they're all my age, and when I found out that they were following me, I became quickly very uncomfortable, because that's not, like you said, don't ask, don't tell. And you know, like, my family kind of put me on a pedestal. I was the first male to go to college. Then I graduated, and I was making nice little money, you know. And then it was like, well, the next thing for you to do is get married and have kids.
Well, that's still possible. You can do that. But just not to a female.
Right. So, like, I understand the whole computer thing. Let me ask you this. If there were not computers, what do you think the gay community would be right now as far as the progression of...
Wow. That's a good question. I don't think that we would be as organized and as mobilized as we are without the grassroots movement that you see now, especially after Prop 8, you know, with all the protests that took place after Prop 8, that all happened online. So I think it would be a very different movement. So I'm thankful for the computer. I'm thankful for the online movement that we have going.
Now, going back to the community, and people speak about the cattiness that we have. Do you see hope for the future?
I definitely see hope for the future. I think as people learn and mature, you know, what's that scripture that says when I was a child, I spoke as a child, and when I became an adult, I put away childish things. And when people finally decide to become an adult and act as an adult, they put away those childish things.
I got you.
I just think it comes with growth and maturity.
Now, as an activist, and I know you're a homebody, but there are things, prides. Do you go? Do you have to go? Do you feel obligated to go? And to what extent?
I don't feel obligated to go, but I do go. But let me tell you what I do when I go. I don't go to any of the club functions, not to put down those people that go. We understand that it has its place.
Right.
But I believe in having a party with a purpose.
I agree.
You know, it's
That's
not enough for me to just go to the club and wild out. I go to a lot of the workshops. You know, I attend the film festivals because I'm just not into the club scene anymore.
Okay, workshops. Let's talk about it at these functions for real.
Okay.
Because we want the people to really take advantage of these workshops. But we know, first of all, they don't go to bed till 7 a.m.
Right.
And they don't wake up until 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then they get up only to get dressed to go to the mall, to go out to eat, to go back home, to get dressed, to do drugs, drink, and go back out to the club.
That's so sad.
Is it a waste of time with these workshops? For real?
I don't think it's a waste of time at all. And I've noticed over the years they continue to grow. Of course, they still don't have the kind of attendance that the club functions have, but I think it's catering to a segment of the gay community that's interested in that. Not everybody wants to go to the club. Sure. So I think it's important to have those other events for people who are not into the club scene, like myself. Because I'm definitely not into the club scene.
Media, moreover, is it helping us or hurting us?
Media is helping the black gay community, but in terms of black visibility, not so much. I mean, can you name any TV shows that have black gay actors? I can name one, well, two now. Greek and the #1 Ladies Detective Agency on HBO. But other than that, there's no mainstream.
And HBO is not. And HBO is if you pay to get it, if you have cable. So that's like still people who don't. And then if you got cable, you may have basic cable.
Right.
Because now, like for instance, YouTube. I don't watch TV because YouTube is my life. I watch anything with CSI at the end of it, without a trace, and my Sunday shows. But other than that, like I don't watch TV. 8 or 9 o'clock. What's that?
Grey's Anatomy Private Practice. That's it on Thursday nights. That's all I watch.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.